The army is leading an operation to evict hundreds of non-compliant herdsmen, known as balaalo, who have been grazing their cattle in undefined spaces in Gulu district. According to the Deputy Army spokesperson, Colonel Akiki, who is in charge of the operations communications, the army is planning to visit 94 kraals in Gulu district to identify the non-compliant herdsmen and have them evicted, in line with the presidential directive.
The intention here today is to continue with the operation which started on the 27th of November to make sure that all farms that are within this area are complying with the provisions and the rules of the executive order as outlined. And those rules include somebody having fenced land with 4 strands of barbed wire. Number 2 is 1 square kilometer must be occupied by not more than 240 or 50 animals. Number 3, the fencing itself must be all around.
So far, the team has visited 7 kraals in Balaalo sub-county, a hotspot for the herdsmen, and found that they had not met some of the presidential directives. The presidential conditions require a herdsman to have a 4-strand barbed wire fence around their farmland, a water point within the farmland, and not more than 50 cattle on a 1 square kilometer farmland. However, the operation found that some of the farmers had 3 strands of barbed wire fence, while others lacked a water point within the farmland.
The 4-strand barbed wires. And now this is one of the areas where we are going to confiscate the cows. This is 1. This is 2. I don't think there is any wire in the grass. So this is substandard, and therefore this one has not complied. It's not compliant. As you can see, we had some people cutting there trees, which are not even the best trees to make the fence. This one a cow can pass through and go. So this is one of the areas we shall have to take the animals. You saw the barbed wires, they are still working that side. The time of working elapsed a long time ago, and the time now is just to be compliant. If you are not compliant, we take the necessary measures as indicated in the executive order.
The herdsmen also engaged in hide and seek during the operation, with the majority of them driving their cattle out of the farmlands to evade the security team. The fleeing herdsmen left behind some calves, food, clothes, utensils, farm rudimentary tools, and rolls of barbed wire. However, Colonel Akiki explained that they had noted substantial interference in their activities by some prominent local personalities and bribery from local residents, who are now claiming ownership of the cattle.
Sometimes the people looking after these cows run away with them. You have to chase and make sure you get them. And sometimes they go further, and we could move, but we keep on the tempo until we have reached to the dot of the implementation of the executive order. We have had also interferences here and there, because as you all know, that all types of people own cows in this place. From the smallest person of owning cows to the biggest person of any level I cannot mention. So you can be sure that interferences keep coming in of different so-called big people calling our operation commanders, RDCs, and so on, to make sure that they are given more grace period.
The security officials also arrested a one Dennis Waswa, who was contracted by a herdsman to cut down over 1,000 trees for poles to fence his farmland. Waswa had, at that time of his arrest, felled hundreds of trees using a power saw. Amy Ojara reporting for NTV in Gulu.